Second Apron is 100% impacting the Denver Nuggets and their conversations with restricted free agent Payton Watson, because they have not been able to land an agreement on a deal, and that's why Payton Watson and his reps have been seeking out potential sign and trade opportunities, and that's where the Bucks, the Hawks, the Clippers, they've all emerged as leading suitors, I'm told, for Payton Watson. But in a potential sign and trade, the Nuggets initially had set a price this offseason of similar to the Walker Kessler deal, of 2 firsts and 2 swaps in any potential deal. Now that price, my understanding, is a really good high-level player as well as a first-round pick. So we'll see between now and obviously the deadline for any type of restricted deals, as we saw with Jonathan Kuminga last summer, was basically up until training camp. So we have about a month and a half before that period starts to come around.
Well, apparently I was reading, and I'll probably put a video in there, that the Denver Nuggets, you know, they want a first round. They dropped their asking price to a first round draft pick and a high level player for Payton Watson. And I just wanted to say this real quick. It's the how can I say it? The asking price for these players in this league is ridiculous. Like, you know, the Pelicans turned down, what, 2 or 3 first round draft picks for Trey Murphy from Golden State. They said they want 3 or 4. You got the Denver Nuggets, who got a restricted free agent. I think they're trying to offer Payton Watson $16 to $18 million. He wants around $25 million. He wants more than what Christian Braun got. But check out the Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And kind of when you started to look around the National Basketball Association, when it came out that Trajan Langdon said that the price was just simply too high when it was regarding guys like Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant and Trey Murphy, I think it's valid. I think it's valid to start talking about, you know, giving up a high quality player and then giving up 3 or 4 first round draft picks. And it's like, for what? That's the number one. I mean, for what? Like, I'm giving all this for a guy who never made an all-star team, for a guy who never averaged 20. I'm basically giving you all this draft capital based on potential. If I'm going to do that, why not just take, you know, half the capital or a little bit of the capital, and move and just go draft somebody and move up in the draft? That's my thing. Why not just take that and move up in the draft and get somebody? You know, I mean, when I started to kind of really look at it and dig into, you know, some of these asking prices that they have when it's regarding some of these players, I think Trajan Langdon was 100% right not to go out there and trade 3-4 draft picks and, you know, Ron Hollins, or, you know, trade Jalen Duren for Sabonis straight up. Like, I'm gonna trade you for Sabonis straight up. You know, word up. I'm gonna trade you for Sabonis straight up. And then a Payton Watson go for 3 first round or a first round draft pick and a high end player, or Trey Murphy get traded for, you know, 3 first round picks or 4 first round picks. I mean, to me personally, hell no. I'm gonna go out there and spend all this draft capital on what's the brother's name? On Kyrie Irving. He may not have much left in the tank. He's 34 years old, and he has multiple injuries. An injury that ended his Duke career very early. An injury early in his career with the Cavs. He was injured on and off. Another injury that he suffered when the Cavs went to the finals. He wasn't available. I think he suffered an injury when Boston could have made the finals, and they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals. He's been injured in a multiple important moments. So at 34 years old, I'm supposed to give up all this draft capital just to get somebody that I don't know what I'm going to get. You know what I'm saying? Like Kevin Durant, people like, oh, 3 first round draft picks. I wouldn't trade Duren and him for Kevin Durant. You know, it's like Kevin Durant, 37 years old, bro. He's coming off an injury where he couldn't even be healthy enough to play in the play. Like, yes, the overinflation of people on the trade market is ridiculous. And in Sacramento, to expect the Pistons are going to trade Jalen Duren for Sabonis straight up, like, no. If Trey Murphy is going for 3 or 4 first round draft picks, or Payton Watson is going for a high-end player in a first-round draft pick and they dropping the price, hey, Durant got to be worth at least 3 first-round draft picks, Malik Monk, and Sabonis at the bare minimum. At the bare minimum. He has to be worth that at the bare minimum. So when we started to have these conversations about why Trajan Langdon didn't make a deal, the overinflation of these guys is crazy. These guys some of these guys are at the end of their career, never made an all-star team, probably never will make an all-star team. Come on. Jaylen Brown didn't go for that much, and they asked for this much for Payton Watson. And you got to pay him. It's ridiculous, bro. Trey Murphy, maybe small understanding. He already locked into a contract. Cool. He locked into a contract. I can understand it. But I definitely understand why Trajan Langdon didn't do it. It don't make no sense. What they're asking for used and abused and broken up pieces, what they're asking for guys who haven't really done much, and you're basically giving up all this for capital. If I'm gonna give all this draft capital up, or this capital up, why not move up in the draft and get a young guy that I can mold into my system? But it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous for these asking prices. When they was giving these guys $100 million contracts and they never made the all-star team, never did. Like, remember Buddy Hield got that contract, never did. Giving these dudes all this money. And now everybody, like, if he got it, remember when Reggie Jackson signed that contract with Detroit for like $85 million, or it was something like that. And John Wall was like, Reggie Jackson make more than me. I'm an all-star. I'm one of the best guards in the game. And this guy is crazy, bro. And I ain't saying, I'm saying this, but I'm not saying they should do this. But, like, there got to be some type of motherfucker other than, Supermax and making R&B. There got to be some type of credentials for you to deserve some of the money these guys. You getting guys who getting, the Bulls pay Patrick Williams so much money, and then you wonder why he didn't develop and shit. I ain't got to work towards shit. You gave me all this money, and I showed you a glimpse, and you ain't seen the fucking glimpse since you paid me the money. So I understand why the Pistons just gonna bank on Hollins, and I'm gonna get to that video later, and bank on Thompson to develop. Fuck that. Might as well. If I got to give up all this to get maybe somebody that may be good, the prices are overinflated. But hey, that's just my opinion on it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.